Marble floors echoed as Sophia Blake walked into First National Bank at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday, 12 years old, with brown hair, wet and tangled. She wore a torn beige t-shirt, been living on the streets for 6 months since her grandmother, tied since foster care, lost track of her since. She became invisible. Sophia approached the counter, held out a debit card, worn barely readable. "I want to check my balance." The teller looked at her, then at security. "Sweetheart, this is a bank, not a shelter." "I know," Sophia said, her voice steady despite the shaking. "I have an account here. I want to see my balance." The teller sighed, looked at her supervisor, a woman in her 40s. "Approach, professional young lady. We can't help you without proper identification, and I'm afraid," she looked Sophia up and down, "you need to leave before we call security. I have ID." Sophia said, pulled out a tattered card from her pockets. "Cool. ID." The supervisor barely glanced at it. "This isn't sufficient. Please leave at the desk nearby." The bankers watched Vincent Chambers, mid-50s, in an expensive suit, senior VP, and beside him, Marcus Reed, younger, ambitious. Vincent laughed. "Look at this street kid, trying to check a bank account, probably empty or fake." Marcus joined in. "Should we take bets on how much is in there?" "I say 0. They laughed. Sophia heard every word, but she stood firm. "Please," Sophia said to the supervisor, "just check my balance. That's all I want." Something in her voice made the supervisor pause. Maybe pity, maybe curiosity. "Fine." She took the cards, swiped it, looked at the screen, and froze. "What?" Vincent called out, still laughing. "How much?" "Nothing. I bet." The supervisor didn't answer. She just stared. "Patricia," Vincent said, walking over. "What's wrong?" Patricia turned the screen. Vincent looked. His smile vanished. "That can't be right." Marcus came over, looked, went pale on the screen. "Account balance, 2,847,392.67. "This is a mistake," Vincent said. "Has to be." "It's not a mistake," Sophia said quietly. "That's my account. My grandmother opened it. She left me money." The entire bank had gone quiet, everyone watching. "What's your grandmother's name?" Patricia asked her, voice different, nor respectful. "Margaret Blake." Vincent's face changed. Recognition, horror. "Margaret Blake of Blake Industries." Sophia nodded. "She died 6 months ago. Left everything to me, but I was in foster care. They said the money was in trust until I turned 18. I ran away. Been on the streets. I just wanted to see the money was real." Patricia called the bank manager within minutes. The private banking director arrived, Caroline Martinez. She looked at Sophia, then at the computer, then at Vincent and Marcus, who were trying to disappear. "Miss Blake," Caroline said, kneeling down, "I'm so sorry for how you were treated. Please come to my office." In the private office, Caroline made calls, verified everything. Margaret Blake had indeed left her entire fortune to her granddaughter. $2.8 million in the bank plus stocks, real estate, more, total worth approximately $8 million. "Why didn't you access this before?" Caroline asked gently. "They told me I couldn't," Sophia said. "The social worker said it was locked until I was 18, that I couldn't touch it." "That's partially true," Caroline explained. "Okay, the majority is in trust, but this account," she pointed to the screen, "your grandmother set this up differently. Full access at any age. She must have wanted you to have resources. No matter what." Sophia started crying. "I've been homeless for 6 months, eating from trash cans, sleeping in alleys, and I had millions the whole time." Caroline felt tears. "I'm so sorry." Over the next hours, Caroline helped call lawyers, got Sophia immediate access to funds, set her up in a hotel with new clothes, food, safety. But Caroline also did something else, called a meeting with Vincent and Marcus's gentleman. Caroline said, her voice ice, "Do you remember the girl from this afternoon?" Both nodded comfortably. "The one you mocked for wanting to check her balance." Silence. "That girl has $2.8 million in this bank," Caroline continued, "plus another $5 million in assets. She is one of our most valuable clients." "And you laughed at her?" Vincent went white. "I didn't know exactly," Caroline said. "You didn't know. You assumed, because She was dirty, homeless, a child. You assumed she had nothing and treated her accordingly. Sorry, you should be, Caroline said, but not to me, to her the next day. Sophia returned, clean, now wearing new clothes, still looking scared, but different. Caroline greeted her personally. Miss Blake, I've arranged everything. You have access to your funds. I've also contacted your grandmother's lawyers. They're working to establish proper guardianship, so you're safe, protected. Thank you. Vincent approached, sheepish. Miss Blake, I need to apologize for yesterday, for laughing, for judging you. I was wrong. Sophia looked at him. You were wrong. She agreed, but everyone was wrong. The teller, the supervisor. Okay, all of you. You saw a dirty kid and assumed I had nothing but. Even if I had nothing, I still deserved respect. Vincent felt shame. You're right. Marcus approached to Miss Blake. I'm sorry as well. We were cruel. Sophia studied them both. I'm going to move my money to a different bank, please, Caroline said. Don't this? It's your grandmother's bank. She trusted us. Give us a chance to prove we can be better. Sophia thought. Okay, but I have a condition. Anything, I want you to create a program. Sophia said, for homeless people, so they can open accounts, even without addresses, so they can save money, have dignity. So what happened to me never happens to anyone else. Caroline felt tears. We'll do it, starting immediately. 6 months later, First National launched the Blake Dignity Program, banking services for homeless individuals. No address required, just identification. Any identifications. The program spread nationwide, changed banking industry standards, helped cases. Sophia, now 13, living with her grandmother's best friend as guardian, attending private school, managing her inheritance, became the youngest board member. First National. Bingcat, her first board meeting. She gave a speech 6 months ago. I walked into this bank, Sophia said, dirty, homeless, desperate. I just wanted to check my balance. Had to. $8 million, but you couldn't see that you saw a street kid. And laughed. She looked around the room, but here's what I learned. My worth wasn't in that account. It was in my grandmother's love, in my courage to walk in here, in my refusal to be invisible. Money didn't make me valuable. I was always valuable. You just couldn't see it. Svensson, who had been demoted but not fired, stewed. Miss Blake taught us something. He said that we were measuring worth wrong. Okay? We saw clothes, appearance, assumptions, but we missed humanity. I'm grateful for that lesson. Even though it came from my shame, Caroline spoke. The Blake Dignity Program has helped 3,000 people in 6 months open accounts, save money, build futures. All because a 12-year-old girl asked to check her balance, and we almost said no. Years later, when people asked about the program, Carolyn would say a homeless girl walked in. We laughed until we saw her account. Sophia would add, I didn't need them to see my money. I needed them to see me. And thousands of formerly homeless people would say the Blake program gave me dignity before it gave me banking. That's what matters. Because sometimes the poorest looking person has the most. Sometimes laughing at someone reveals your poverty, not theirs. And sometimes a 12-year-old in rags teaches millionaires in suits what value really means. If this story touched your heart, please like and share it with someone who believes in treating everyone with dignity, regardless of appearance. Subscribe for more stories about judging less and seeing more. Comment and tell us about a time when someone surprised you by being more than they appeared. Your story might change how someone sees others today.